Encontré un gato callejero. Adelita?
Hello, and thank you so much for joining us for our Made in Texas interview series. Today, I'm joined by the filmmakers behind the short film El Gato Feo. To my left is Daniel Fabello, the writer, director, and producer, and Liarda Shakurti, the producer on the film as well. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So the film is a Western short about two estranged sisters who kind of cross paths in a desolate landscape and find themselves on two sides of the Mexican Revolution. What inspired you to tell this story, and where did you get started?
I wrote this during the pandemic and was researching a lot about my family's history in Texas because my nephew is 7th generation Texan. And his family, the De Leons, settled Victoria, Texas. So as I was going down that rabbit hole, I read a lot about the Texas Border Wars and the Mexican Revolution and the Texas Rangers and all of that sort of stuff. And I discovered this story about the Soldaderas. These are the women, the female freedom fighters of the Mexican Revolution. So kind of made a family drama out of it, and that's where I started.
So cool, and such a unique story, and one that we don't get to hear a lot about, these incredible women. Well, Liarda, how did you join the project, and can you tell us a little bit of your role on the film?
Yeah, so me and Daniel met because we worked together at Rooster Teeth, and during the pandemic, we kind of stayed in touch, and he reached out to me just to have a coffee, and then told me about this project. And immediately I was sold. I'm not Mexican, but I am an immigrant and obviously a woman. So I related a lot to kind of the message he was trying to bring out there. And it's also so unique from anything I've seen as well. And I was also trying to do more producing work at the time. So I kind of just got on there as a producer, and then from there just tried to make it happen. Because there weren't that many people attached at the beginning. I think it was just you and me and then maybe Diana.
Probably as when we first started, and Ezra Venitos.
From the beginning.
I had a core team of like my core producers, my editor Sarah Duell, and my DP Taylor Camero, and then people started coming on board because they had the same reaction to the script of not seeing this type of story on screen very much, or like my production designer, Lindsay Lipscomb, who did an amazing job, and she connected with it kind of in a sisterly way.
That's so cool. It kind of gives me goosebumps thinking about all these different people just responding so strongly to this story and wanting to see it get told. So it really speaks to you as a filmmaker. Well, switching gears here a little bit, the film was shot in Pandale, Texas, which is a pretty remote part of Southwest Texas, as I'm sure you know. Can you tell us what took you to Pandale and kind of like what the process was like filming there?
I was on Google Maps just like scouring Texas and businesses because I needed three things. I needed a desert, a river, and places to house people. So I found this place called Pandale River Crossing Resort, and it had everything we needed. And these people, I think you can only do this in Texas, they were so excited. They got their dad and their other coworkers to come out and help us, and ATVs in the river and all of these things.
I will piggyback to say that they were so nice. They even came down for our cast and crew screening, 5 hours, and that was so cool to see them there just for the weekend. Just the amount of land they had and the amount of land that we had to work with was insane.
Yeah, the owners, Brian and Camilla, kind of just like, they were there to make sure we were safe, so they would clear. If we had, we start the movie with a running scene, and there's where she's found by one of the soldaderas, and so we clear that area of snakes and try to look out for thorns and make sure the actresses
and javelinas or anything else.
Well, there's mountain lions out there.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's lots of precautions that you have to take. But I mean, nothing like the worst thing that happened was our AD on the first shot of that day stepped in a tiny little cactus, and I had to pull the thorn out of her boot.
Yeah.
And then, Camilla just patched her up, so it wasn't too bad. But
that's pretty impressive for your whole crew to be out there for that many days.
Yeah.
Just
it added to the authenticity of everything.
It's a really beautiful, such a unique film. Can you share with our viewers where they can see El Gato Feo?
I've been very proud with our festival run so far. We've played all around Texas, and then we recently played in New York Latino Film Festival, but next week, as of this recording, I'm going to Mallorca Film Festival in Mallorca, Spain, which is very cool. That's our international premiere. After that, Haven't announced it yet, but I can share here that we'll be playing in Rockport for the Rockport Film Festival
Yeah.
and the Corpus Film Festival, the South Texas Underground Film
Awesome.
Festival.
Cool.
So if you're in Corpus or Rockport in November, December, that's a place to see it, and then eventually we'll drop it online. But if you want to watch it, reach out and I'll send it to you or something.
Well, post this film, do you guys have any other projects on the horizon? And do you have any like websites or platforms our viewers can check out if they're interested in following your work?
Well, I would say if you want to follow the El Gato Feo, we're at El Gato Feo Movie
Okay.
on Instagram and Twitter, and that's the same as the website, same thing. And you can find my information there. And I do have a project in the works with another local filmmaker, and we're planning on co-directing together.
Cool.
And it's another Texas story.
Awesome.
Cool. I don't really have anything on the horizon, but I want to. I want to start creating my own stuff. But right now, I have a website, liarda.net, which is just my portfolio. If anybody wants to work with me, I have a full-time job producing, but I love to produce short films and help out and mentor young producers and filmmakers, or just help out on any films. And my Instagram is just liarda. But I don't really post that much work-related stuff.
Awesome. Well, Daniel and Liarda, thank you so much for joining us here today, and thank you for making this beautiful short film.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you for having us.
Thanks.